Welcome to Design to Help Your Business Grow. I'm your host, Randy Lynn Johnson. Each episode will bring tips and insight into how to make sure your interiors are working for you and growing your business. Okay, so Robin, today we are talking about fit planning. And this is something I'm actually excited for this conversation because I feel like I don't know very much about it. And so my very first question to you is, what is fit planning?
Okay, yes. So some people call this fit testing.
Okay.
But the idea is for someone who's investigating a new space, maybe they're working with a commercial real estate agent and they're looking at moving into a larger space, or they're looking at a space for the first time. Either way, they know, they've got 30 employees and they need this many private offices and this kind of co-working space, group working space, break rooms, conference rooms, they've got a list of spaces they need to accomplish, and they just don't know if it's going to fit in this 5,000 square feet that they're looking at or whatever it is.
Okay.
And so what we do is we take models and work with them to see how they'll best fit into that. Especially if they're on a growth curve, or it's a new location, like they're a startup and it's all new to them. This is especially helpful. And normally, or historically, I should say, commercial real estate agents have reached out to architects to help with this. And in our city, those guys are busy all the time. There's sometimes a 2-week lag to get into their pipeline. And, if you know anything about real estate, it's time.
Absolutely.
Deals is what they say.
Yeah.
And if you wait too long, you might lose that spot or something changes. So for those guys, they know that time is of the essence. And if they're having to wait that long just to get into the pipeline, and then it takes another 2 weeks, it all depends. But
yeah. So then you can help save time by connecting with commercial real estate people, and you can go into a building and say, hey, we need to be able to fit 25 people and desks and walls and all. Like, you're able to do all of that.
Yes. So that's what we do with fit planning. Is it's not space planning. That's a totally different thing. Space planning is when we're actually laying out the specifics of how they need that whole space to work, and we're applying all the code to that, and life safety and all those elements come in space planning. Fit planning is just a general, with all of that stuff generally in our mind. Can you get everything you need in this and make it work?
That's awesome. So it's a very much preliminary first step.
Exactly.
Is this even a possibility?
And this is super helpful when they're looking at 5 spaces, and they've narrowed it down to 3, but they're like, oh, which one is, will we be able to work in all 3 of these?
To do the most.
So instead of spending all the money to get a full space plan done and working with an architect to make sure it can get into permitting, we do the preliminary step of, will it fit, period.
So I want to ask you a little bit more detail. You said about how it can save time. You mentioned, the architects are busy, and it can be hard to get them there weeks out. And so how quickly are you able to provide a fit plan for someone?
We can usually provide a fit plan within 7 days.
Amazing. That's quick.
Yes.
Okay, good.
And this all is, we're hoping that they have some kind of floor plans, even if it's a PDF.
Sure.
We can start with that. But if we have nothing, then there's a little more time involved just because we have to do a site visit.
Great. All right. So you can save them time. And you also said that you can save money.
Yes.
Can you tell me a little bit more about that and what maybe your rates are compared to bringing in an architect?
Sure. I am not aware for sure, but I don't believe many architects even do fit planning. They mostly do space planning, which is different. So it's usually, like on the short side, it'd be $1 a square foot. So if we're talking about a 10,000 square foot building, could be anywhere between $7,000 and $10,000 for that space plan, which is very normal. But, just to see if it's going to fit, that's a lot of money to invest. So we're talking 10 cents a square foot for a project like that.
Wow. That's a significant difference in cost. I mean, like you're saving 90%. I get excited when I'm at Hobby Lobby and I hit the 90% off deal. You know what I'm saying? So that's a big deal. How are you able to come in so low?
Yes. Well, to begin with, it is not space planning, it's fit planning. So we're not doing a full to the square inch, all the life safety, all the ADA compliance, all code studies and all that. We're not putting all that technology in yet. We are first just making sure that basic sizing of probable spaces will work. So there's standards for bathrooms and the sizes that you need for a private office, and even benching, like group workspaces, conference rooms, things like that.
Okay.
We start with those, and then we just kind of throw them in there to make sure they're going to fit with a probable layout. This is not to any specifications that would come through our normal methods of a discovery meeting with that client and learning more about their company and how they function and all that stuff.
So this is like a 10,000 view of like we're up high looking down, just being like, how can
that
we?
10,000 square foot
that's
view
perfect.
is right.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense. In an increasingly competitive market, the merits of using interior design as a strategic growth tool can make all the difference in not just surviving, but thriving.
Hasley Commercial Interiors, designed to help your business grow.